Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Excited to have you on here live. Get a chance and opportunity to hear directly from our principal founder, Peter. I'll have him join us on screen here in a second. Before we get started, a couple of housekeeping items. Please turn on your camera if you haven't done so already. This makes this evening a lot more enjoyable. Again, really what we want to accomplish here is very, very simply have you get your questions answered as far as how we do things here at Partner Driven. Most of you who are on here, and I thank you for turning on your camera there. Most of you who are here at some point should have spoken to one of our partner advisors. So you should have a pretty decent idea of who we are, what we do. And of course, if not, we'll kind of cover the basics. Hey, Ransom, glad you made it. We got Seth in the house as well. Thank you for turning on your camera, fellas. And everyone else, please turn on your camera if you haven't done so already. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland, and I get an opportunity to speak with folks like you throughout the course of the day and talking about one thing, real estate. How do you do more deals? Primarily fix and flip. How do you do that? Hey, Jay, welcome to the call. And we do it in a very unique way. We do it in a very unique way where our founders, Peter and Julie, have put together this incredible system, this incredible platform, this incredible community, if you will, that allows people, hey, Jason, glad you made the call, that allow people from all walks of life, whether you're brand new, never done a deal, or if you have done some real estate in the past, but you're looking to scale and do more deals, to be able to really just get into real estate without using your credit, your capital. I know it sounds unheard of. I know we all know the traditional way of doing things. Like Ransom, I know you're in a traditional transaction now, right? Where you got to pull money out of your house, get qualified for it. And again, nothing wrong with that. We all have those opportunities, but we all have a limitation. As a solo investor, there's only so much you can do on your own. Do we all agree with that? There's a limitation, there's a cap. Well, we had one simple goal in putting this together, at least our founders, and that was to take that lid off and allow people to come into our world, add jet fuel to what you're doing today. Again, whether you're brand new or never done a deal, or you're looking to scale, just add jet fuel to what you're doing to maximize the opportunities, especially in this current season of real estate. In this current season of real estate. And quite frankly, whether you're doing deals with us or not, we always recommend for people, hey, go all in. Now is the time to do it. This is the right timing in the marketplace. This is a perfect storm to do real estate. But of course, when you have someone like Peter, our founder, co-founder Julie, in your corner helping you every step of the way, piggybacking off their 4,000 deals of experience, know-how, knowledge, my goodness, talking about helping you get to your goals a lot quicker, a lot faster, and with less bumps and bruises. Still in the hunt, still in the game. Again, is our very young founder, Pete. Pete, thank you for joining the line. We've got a couple of folks here that we invited. Hey, Jeff, glad you made it. Hopefully, Tim can join us as well. That are looking to level up, especially this time of year, looking to level up the real estate game. And I can't think of anyone better than to hear directly from you, who put all this together, who understands how this business works, and more importantly, how to help people get to the next level. Pete, thanks for joining the call today.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for the kind words. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Peter Vekselman. I guess I am kind of the mastermind behind all this. But really, who I am and what I am as a real estate investor. And the reason I'm here tonight, well, a couple of reasons. One, my team told me you guys are basically very serious about potentially, or not potentially, about being my partners, which is fantastic. So I'm here to answer your questions. But the other reason I'm here is this is how I grow my own business. You know, what makes me such an unusual investor is I do a lot of real estate deals. I think I'm doing more deals than any one individual in the United States right now. You know, there's probably hedge funds and stuff like that who buy indiscriminately, you know, make a bunch of mistakes. But from an individual's perspective, I got about 4,000 deals right now behind me, a little bit over 4,000. I don't know if there's any other individual like that. But what makes that so unusual and why I'm here tonight is every single one of my deals is with an individual like you guys. So every day, every night, I'm on a hunt. I'm on a hunt for people that are looking to level up in life. I mean, really, that's really all real estate is. It is just a vehicle. It's not It's not a pill for happiness. It's not a pill to turn your miserable life into an amazing life or your amazing life into a miserable life. Most people put too much value on real estate. All real estate is, it's a vehicle. It is a vehicle from point A to point Z. A is wherever you are now, and I know most of you all are in different spots in your life. And Z is really what your dreams and goals are, what your aspirations are. That's all real estate is. It is nothing more, nothing less. And so I share the message of my model a couple times a month with individuals like you guys, and then I force you to make a decision. I mean, really is what it comes down to. If you're here tonight, you should basically understand what I do already. You know, my team wanted me to join you guys because they want you to have a chance to ask me a couple questions that you may still have and all this, which is great. I'll answer whatever questions you may have. I'm going to fill in a couple, I don't know if they're holes, but I want to kind of explain it from my end, why what I do is so powerful. By the way, it's not only powerful for me in terms of that done 4,000 deals. It's very powerful for my partners. I have more people, individuals, just like you guys, doing more deals across the United States than ever before. All 50 states right now, every single major city deals, every single second and third tier city done deals in. Like I live in Atlanta, I consider that to be like a second or third tier city. And even more deals on top of all of those in places you guys have never heard of. You know, places like Crocker, Missouri, with like a population of about 800 people, not even that, where I have a partner, and we've done about 20 deals together. You know, places that most people would say, oh, it's impossible to do deals in. So what I do is very exciting. It's not only exciting though from a standpoint of the model, but it's really also exciting if you understand my vision. My vision is to literally flip the real estate industry upside down. And the reason that's also my mission is that this is it's a very tough business. And any of you guys who are on this call know that. This is a brutal business. As a matter of fact, this is a business that has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in it. But what nobody talks about, I talk about it because I have an answer for it. But what nobody talks about is the success rate in this business is in a toilet. You know, it's less than 1% of people ever get traction. Like if you ever asked yourself, and I know it's never spoken about in public, and definitely not in the guru stage, that's for sure. But like if you think about it, why would you get in the business that's got less than 1% chance? Why would you do anything in life? Like anything? Like, would you even go to a beach that has a 99% rate of people drowning in it? Would you go to a hospital, check yourself into a hospital that's got 99% of people dying in there? Would you go to a grocery store where 99% of the food is poisoned? You wouldn't even leave a stupid car in a mechanic shop that's got as an awful success rate as this industry. Yet if you think about it, this industry has got it figured out. It has got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people hooked, line and sinker. And the reality of it is, when you look around, you realize no one's really successful in this space. Now, the reason I don't mind sharing that message is because I have a solution for it. Like I said, more people like you guys doing more deals than anywhere else. I have more people like you guys doing more deals across the country than any organization, any company, anything really. And then so the question that I get asked more than anything else when I'm outside kind of my space, it's the obvious question. Well, why is that? That's the top question I get asked. If I get interviewed somewhere, or if I'm speaking somewhere, the top question I get asked is, Pete, why is it in an awful in terms of success industry like this, why is it people that start with you and start partnering with you have such an incredible success rate? And that's what I want to share with you guys today, because I want to tell you from my standpoint why people have such a not only why do we have such a huge success rate, but what gives every single person the ability to achieve the exact successes. This is kind of my version of why this happens. Now, since I'm the guy to put it together, let's just say my version is the right version. Okay, my version is the reality behind all this. But you guys need to understand it because, and I'm going to go through this quick. This is not like some kind of a building a spaceship kind of a thing where we're going to get confused. It shouldn't take me more than 10, 15 minutes to go through this. But this is, from my standpoint, what have I created here that allows everyday people, I don't care if you're West Coast, East Coast, experienced, whoops, my $20 speaker almost crashed my whole thing. My experienced, non-experienced, I don't care any of that. None of the, background, right background, wrong background, have a ton of money, have a little money. I don't care about any of that. What is the magic behind all this? And so let's talk about that. What I have done is I have basically built my whole partnership model on 3 pillars. These are the 3 pillars that hold everything up. When you understand these pillars, especially the way I explain them, you will totally get it. You're like, okay, now I get it. Now I see why there's so many people doing so many deals. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about pillar number 1. Pillar number 1 is what actually took me the longest to put together. And pillar number 1 basically has this foundation point. That if I left it all up to, and I don't want to use the word you, but if I left it all up to the partner in terms of doing a deal, this would go nowhere. I learned that many, many years ago. Many, many years ago, I realized that the only way this model would work is if I, along with my very capable team, took the burden of doing the deals onto ourselves. And so many, many, many years ago, I began this journey of, okay, if the only way this thing's going to work is if we took the burden of doing the deals upon ourselves to guarantee success of the model, to guarantee success from myself and my team, and to guarantee success from my partners, what does that really look like? So here's pillar number 1. Pillar number 1 basically said this. I'm going to leave about 5%, 5 or 10% of the deal for the partner to do. And if you guys are here tonight, you should know what that 5 or 10% is, right? That 5, 10% is basically help us find the deals. That was when this whole thing, when I conceived this whole thing, and I realized over that first 1 or 2 years of doing this, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave 5 to 10% up to the partner, and I and my team will take that 90 to 95% onto our shoulders and we'll execute the deal. And that 5 or 10% is help us find the deals. Now, I will tell you something very interesting. Even though we leave that 5 to 10% to the partner in terms of help us find the deals, my team is 100% involved on that side also. Because I don't expect someone who either A, doesn't have experience, has very little experience, or looking for help, which is why most people start with me, looking to grow. I wouldn't expect them to know how to find deals. Definitely not at the level I know how to find deals. I've done thousands of them. And so even though that's the 5 to 10% that we leave up to you, we get extremely involved with you and helping you do that. By the way, I'm going to revisit that when I get to pillar number 2 and pillar number 3. But let's finish pillar number 1, because pillar number 1 took me almost 7 years to put together. And so what I did over those initial 7 or 8 years, understanding and realizing that the only way this whole thing works is if we execute 90-95% of the deal, I just started piling those things on top of each other. Make sense? For instance, obviously everybody knows what was the first thing that I introduced. I put up the money, right? So when I roll this whole thing out, The very first thing I rolled it out was that I was like, I'm putting up 100% of all the money. Interestingly, very interesting fact. I guess it's common sense, but this I still find it very interesting. I find it almost comical. Do you guys know to this day, with everything else I offer, this is a small enough meeting, take yourself off mute. What's the number one reason people start with me? Because I offer what? Anybody have any idea? Just take yourself off mute and throw it out. What's the number one reason? You guys are all of you are here. What's the number one reason? Take yourself off mute.
Leverage.
Money.
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 Yeah,
The
money.
very first thing I started with is still the top thing today. It's the number one reason to this day people start with me. Now, I want to tell you something very interesting. Every single person that starts with me, when we survey them, why do you start with Peter? Top answer, money, 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 money. By the way, stupid answer. Sorry. Pretty straightforward. Stupid answer. Guess what the answer is after we survey my partners, after they've been with me for a little bit, done some deals, made money, and we asked the exact same question. Why are you with Peter to this day? Guess what the number one answer is then? Anybody have any idea?
The education and training.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what's really interesting about this. It is the bottom reason why when people start with me, when we survey everybody when they start with us. Top reason, money, 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 money. Stupid, 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 stupid. Bottom reason, training. Who the hell cares? What the hell? Oh, I don't need training. I don't need coaching. Look how smart I am. Look how far I've gotten in life. Comical, right? But the reality is the number one thing I offer is my experience. If money was the only thing that was needed in real estate, there'd be a lot more people making a lot more money, right? Matter of fact, everybody here probably knows, some of you guys are part of the gang, people that have had money in this business who went absolutely nowhere. Matter of fact, who went backwards many times, right? Money's important, but it is not by any means the top thing. It's my experience. And so that was the first piece I added to the money many years ago. I said, okay, I know why people need me. It's not because of money, even though I offer money. They need my experience. They need my expertise. They need my knowledge. I know what nobody knows. When you do 4,000 deals, there's things I know that if I were to reveal them to you now before you start with me, you'd shake your hand. You're like, that's impossible. Bullshit, it's impossible. I do it all day long. So the very first thing after the financial piece that I offered is I put together this incredible support system. It includes a very elaborately put together community of other partners that you tap into. It includes us training every single day, most of the time, multiple times a day. So the goal is to impart as much knowledge on you because money is a very fake thing. Knowledge builds your confidence and gives you the strength to move forward in terms of doing deals. So that was the second thing I put together. And right now our training is superior to any training you'll ever see out there. The next piece I added to the puzzle is we put together a very elaborate underwriting system. So when partners bring deals to me, we have the ability to underwrite them pretty quickly. The reason, by the way, nobody thinks that's important. That's very important. And let me tell you why that's important. If you ever want to waste time in something in life, get into real estate business. Like if you ever want to spend 24 hours a day doing something and you're like, man, I'm hitting it big. What's your results? 0 results. But I'm hitting it big, right? This business is made to waste people's time because it's got so many tributaries to run down and most people have no idea which one to run down. So the underwriting, our ability to underwrite a deal is very important in that regard because we have the ability to tell our partners, green light, green light, green light, looking good, looking beautiful, continue doing what you're doing, let's pop this one together. Or red light, red light, total waste of time. So money piece, training, support, community, underwriting platform. The next piece that I put together is the most impactful piece when it comes to doing real estate investing. There's one part of a real estate deal that has the biggest impact on your profit margin. Let's do it again. Take yourself off mute. Anybody know what that piece is? What is the one piece of every, by the way, it exists in every single real estate deal that has the biggest impact on your bottom line? Anybody have any idea?
The ARV?
Well, what's the piece that has the biggest impact? The ARV is just, that's just another word for values. But you're thinking the right stuff, Joyce. Anybody else have any idea? What's the one piece that has to be done in every single real estate deal that has the biggest impact on making money?
Acquisition cost.
Contractors.
Now we're on track. Contractors is wrong, by the way. Acquisition costs were on track. Joyce was somewhat on track also. We'll get into contractors, by the way, because that's a good way to lose money, not make money. But the piece that has the biggest impact on your bottom line is the ability to negotiate. Because I don't care what a great contractor you have. I mean, so, okay, great contractor. You'll make an extra 5, 10, 15% on the deal. Who cares? I mean, not who cares, but, or, well, Pete, I could raise money cheaper. Okay, great. Instead of raising money at 7%, you raise it at 4%. That's not going to have a big impact. You know, all these things are important, but the thing that has the biggest impact on the bottom line is negotiations, the ability to do that. That was the next thing I installed. So when you're a partner of mine, we have a system mechanism training where I actually show it to you myself of how to drop an average price. Listen to this, listen to me, it's very important. 20, 30, 40, 50%. There's nothing else in real estate that can affect a deal 20, 30, 50%, agreed? Your contractor can't, a fantastic realtor can't, a cheaper closing attorney, cheaper money. Money piece, support training community, underwriting platform, negotiations piece, drop to have the biggest impact. The next piece I put together is the closing platform. We close deals all over the United States. Now, I know to a lot of people are like, well, that doesn't really help me. BS, it doesn't. You have no idea about real estate. Closing a deal many times is like climbing a mountain. Every single time you do a deal. Because at the time you're closing a deal, 30,000 things can go wrong. It's not just the title, it's coordination, I have the best closer. She's been with me for 15 years in the United States. Her name is Mary Samples. She's closed thousands of deals for myself and my partners. She closes all your deals. So when you bring a deal, you don't have to worry about it. You just boom, turn it in. Mary takes it. You don't have to even see it. Boom. See you at the closing table. Beautiful. Money, training, support, infrastructure, community, underwriting platform, negotiation system, national closing piece. I'll add one more thing to the money that makes this the perfect business. I assume 100% of the liability, which means with me, when you're doing deals with me, it is literally impossible to lose a dollar. So well, here's what I'm telling you. Listen to me. Some of you guys are going to be trying to figure out, I wonder if this is a good thing. I'm showing you a way of doing real estate, really a way of doing business, where it is impossible to even lose a penny, but you have 100% of the upside to gain. That's called a perfect business. You've never seen anything like that. I guarantee you. And I'll pay you money if you find something like that that exists, doesn't exist. This is a perfect business. I've never had partner lose $1 on any deal. Thousands of them made money on upside. So we assume all the liability. The next piece, somebody brought it up, is I have the ability to deploy construction teams across the United States. That's huge. So if your deals will need work and you don't know how to do it yourself or don't have somebody that could do it for you, we could deploy construction crews and teams literally in all 50 states and all the cities all over the United States. That's huge. Somebody was talking about that from a standpoint. Somebody was talking about that from the standpoint of having the biggest impact in real estate, making money. No. I made a joke, but it's true. Contractors are not necessarily going to make you money. Maybe a little bit more here and there. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to cause you to lose money if you don't know how to play that game. It's the number one place where investors bleed is from contractors. So I got that handle too. And then we just get rid of these deals and split the profits 50-50. What I just walked you through is everything my team does on every deal. You help us find a deal, we do everything else. This is pillar number one. This is the pillar that took me the longest to put together. It took me about 7 or 8 years to put everything I just explained to you together. When I put that together, this is what made this such a powerful, remember there's 3 pillars. When I put what I just explained to you together, this is what made me the most powerful force in real estate investing for everyday people like you. There's 2 more pillars that makes this even more powerful than what I just explained to you. Pillar number 2. When I got done putting all that together, I then said, okay, this is fantastic. This is great. But remember, my partners still have to help find a deal. And even though that's the only thing they're responsible for, that in of itself is not an easy task, is it? And that was my pillar number 2. I began a couple-year journey at that point on finding deals that we could partner on the easiest that exists in the United States. Now, that's a strong statement, but I will tell you, if you talk to any real estate investor, I don't care what kind of technique, what kind of strategy they use, where they're located, there is not a single real estate investor who knows what they're doing that'll tell you finding deals is easy. It's hard. And so that became my pillar number 2. How do I solve that problem of making this hard piece, even though it's the only thing that my partners have to do, how do I make it the absolute easiest that exists in the US of A? So first I had to identify the problem. What makes finding deals so difficult? Let's play the game. Take yourself off mute. Anybody have an idea? Why is finding real estate deals so difficult? I mean, it's kind of obvious, but not really. Anybody venture to guess? Take yourself off mute. Give me some answers. Why is finding deals such a difficult thing?
Numbers. Got to make the numbers work.
And why is it so difficult?
Well, because you could potentially find a good buy, but if there's other things about it that don't pencil out, you can't get
Potential,
rid of it.
yeah. Valid. I like that. Any other ideas? That's, by the way, that's not a wrong answer. That's very valid. Any other answers, ideas?
Competition.
Competition in itself, that we're not the only game in town. You're never going to be the only game in town. Anything else? Anybody else have ventured to get? Why is finding deals so difficult?
Everyone likes their own home, thinks their own home is worth money.
Yeah, that's true. Most sellers think their home is worth more than it's really worth. That's a reality. Can't change it. That is a reality.
And no systems.
Big one, no systems. All of these are right answers. But let me get a little technical with you, explain to you why it's so difficult and how I solved that problem now that finding deals for me is the easiest that exists in the United States. The reason finding deals is so difficult, by the way, real estate created this problem, believe it or not. This whole industry created this problem. Here's what happens in the space, and this is why this is so difficult. When a typical individual gets into real estate, this industry basically makes them go down a certain pathway. Nobody even questions this pathway because everybody, it's like a herd of sheep, right? They all go in the same direction. It's like penguins. They all go off a cliff and nobody even questions it because everyone's doing it. This business has the exact same thing. And here's what this business says when you get in this business. It says, you must identify what you want to do. It's kind of common sense because this business has a lot to do, right? So this business forces people to make a decision. What do you want to do? You want to be a renter, not a renter. Do you want to buy rental property so you could cash flow and make some income? Do you want to do fix and flips? Do you want to wholesale some properties? Do you want to do some creative strategies? Agreed? By the way, for those of you that are in the space to any level, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're part of that herd right now. You made a decision when you got in. By the way, and this is how that decision's made. One, people look around, they're like, well, let me see. Based upon my financial situation, this is the strategy I need to do, like one of these two strategies. And how they lock in into the final strategies, whichever guru they link up with. Whoever guru is shouting the loudest on the internet. And you're like, yeah, I think based upon my financial situation, I think I got a wholesale. I don't have a lot of money, I got a wholesale. Boom, 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 boom. Let me do some research. How do I do it? Oh, here's a goofball on the internet. He seems to know what he's doing, and they go down that pathway. It's how everybody does it. That, what I just explained to you, is what everybody goes through, but that is what creates the problem of finding deals difficult. Because at the end of that little rainbow that I just explained to you is what is known a buy box. Every one of these strategies had what we call in real estate a buy box. A buy box basically says this: okay, you picked your strategy, like you picked wholesaling or fix and flips or creative or rentals or lease options, whatever. This is the strategy, and this is the kind of deal you need to find. This is what the numbers need to be. This is kind of the area you should be in. This is how many beds and baths you should want. You know, everything, right? Again, nobody questions this. But you are just right now going down the cliff, and because here's what nobody tells you when you're doing this. Every single one of these buy boxes, I don't care what strategy you're using. Every single one of these buy boxes, it's like hitting, it's not even the right word. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Each one of these buy boxes, you got to hit the bullseye. And for each one of these buy boxes, for each one of these strategies, that bullseye is small. You want to do fix and flips? Okay, you need this kind of equity, you need this kind of spread, you want to be in these kind of neighborhoods, you want to have this kind of bed and bath, you want to have this kind of rehab, boom, boom, boom. And every single strategy, so everybody, without realizing, they trap themselves. Usually all that happens over the first couple months. You don't even know what's hitting you. And so everybody gets trapped inside a buy box, inside a jail cell. So that was the problem that I identified years ago when I built pillar number 2. I said, that's the problem. It's these freaking little buy boxes for every strategy. I said, I need to break people out of these cells, these buy boxes. I need to create the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. Does anybody have any idea how I've been able to do that? Now think about what I just explained to you. How did I create the biggest buy box in the United States? Or another way of saying it, how do I create the opportunity for my partners to very easily find deals that we could partner on? Anybody have any idea? Here's what I did. I said, just because this industry says you have to have one strategy that comes with a jail cell of a buy box that's tiny, why don't I start stacking these buy boxes on top of each other? Why don't I just not do one strategy? Why don't I do 2 strategies? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you guys getting the point? And every time I added a strategy, what did I do to the buy box? Anybody have any idea? Take yourself off mute. What did I do to the buy box every time I added more buy boxes?
Grow it.
I grew it. I just expanded it until I literally lined up every single legitimate strategy on top of each other that exists in the space. Common sense, right? But very uncommon thing in this business. So now, pillar number 2 simply says this: we do it all. We do fix and flips, we do wholesale, we do hotel, we do pre-marketing, we do pre-listing, we do subject to, we do owner finance, we do lease options, we do every single strategy, which now says very simply, I have the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. How do you interpret that as a partner? Finding deals that you and I could partner on is easier than you can ever imagine. That's pillar 2. Make sense? How many pillars are there? Anybody remember? How many pillars? 3. Thank you very much. We talked about 2. Here's what pillar number 3 says. By the way, each one of these pillars, I solved the problem. Pillar number 1, I solved the problem of too many pieces. So we take all the pieces away from the partners, we do it. Pillar number 2, I solved the problem. 1 strategy, 1 buy box. All the strategies put together, biggest buy box. Pillar number 3, I solved the next problem. How will sellers, because really to do a deal, you need a seller, right? There's never been a real estate deal that existed without a seller. How will the sellers know that you're my partner? Will they just magically, telepathically, just like, oh, I need to sell my house to that dude right there? That doesn't happen. So here's the problem that exists in this business. This business says that when you get in this business and you identify a strategy, you then have to find a deal. I know, kind of stupid common sense statement, right? But it's true. But I never believed in that. My philosophy has always been, you could actually line yourself up and put yourself into a position where, listen to me, you don't find a deal, the deals find you. The deals find you. You have the ability to exist, whether in your house, in your office, wherever you are, and the deals actually come to you. And that's pillar number 3. And that is the pillar that I'm currently in the process of actually finishing off. So we're not too far away in the distant future. By the way, it's already here. But now I've had tools and resources put together from my partners that when they start with me, it's just basically point and click. You take a cell phone out, you click a button, razzle dazzle, AI and technology take over, things happen, and deals start coming to you. Pretty freaking unbelievable, isn't it? So why am I very proud about what I do? Because I create opportunities for people like you through probably one of the hardest businesses that exists, that has a less than 1% success rate. But the reason I stuck it out in this business is because it's got such a big upside. I didn't want to create something unbelievable and amazing in a business that has a very low upside. Like if I would have done the exact same thing in, I don't know, basket weaving, and we would have had the best basket weaving business in the United States, who the hell cares? It's not a big upside in basket weaving. But there's a huge upside in this business. A huge upside. My partners all have a couple things in common. Number 1, they're coachable. So if you're going to be my partner, you better be coachable, because I know what I'm doing. I'm the best in the country at this. You got to be coachable. Number 2, I'm only looking for partners that want to do multiple deals at once. I have partners that I'm doing as many as 10 to 15 deals at the same time. I get excited about people that want to do multiple deals at the same time, for obvious reasons. I want partners that'll give me a minimum of 3 to 5 hours a week to get started. So if you're too busy to be successful, or if there's nothing you want out of life that you're willing to put some time and effort into, then don't start with me. The next thing I hate people that are looking for handouts. I don't do handouts. I don't do things. Because if I start doing handouts, I start attracting people that are looking for handouts. And then no matter what we do, it just crashes. So you got to be willing to invest into yourself. Financially, time and money. I don't do this for free. I would never even imagine that, because I don't want people that are looking for free. I don't like people that have a victim mentality. And you know who you are. If you find yourself to be a victim of everything in life, everything is all everyone else's fault, I'd rather you not start with me. I don't like people like that. I like people that take responsibility, no matter who they are, or what circumstances they find themselves in. I love people that take responsibility. And above everything else, I'm looking for people that have dreams and goals. The reason I built this business and I've gotten myself to the level I have is because I have 5 kids. And to me, many years ago, it became very important to be a participating father. I wanted to be there as my kids grew up for everything. I wanted to be there, part of their practices, part of their sports, part of their teacher conferences, part of their trips, part of their experiences, part of their highlights, part of their lowlights. And I've been able to do that. Now I have younger kids again. And this is why I'm still in this game. It's because I want to be part of their lives. So you got to have something. You got to have a dream and a goal. You have to have a reason to do this. Because if we're going to lock arms and go do this together, I want you to have something that's worth fighting for and battling for and staying in the fight for. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I do for a living. I help people just like you across the United States do real estate deals. Not for doing real estate deals' sake, for achieving dreams and goals' sake. It's the 3 pillars I explained to you right now is what makes what I do so powerful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut up and I want to turn it over to you guys. Because really, I'd like you to be in a position where you just got to make a decision. Don't keep hanging on. Don't keep making excuses. You're going to do tomorrow. Just either do it or don't do it. Right? Don't waste your time. Don't waste my team's time. Just in or out. I mean, by now, you know. You know by now. Hey, you know this stuff works. You know what you're looking for at is the real deal. You know you're at one of those crossroads in life where timing and opportunity have crossed. All those times you look back and you say, God dang it. That was another opportunity that just sailed by. You're at one of those crossroads again. Could be another lost opportunity, but that's fine. If it's not the right timing for you or if it's not the right opportunity for you, that's fine. But let's make a decision one way or another. So let me flip it over to you guys. I'm going to open up the floor. And I want you guys to tell me what questions you still have for me at the point now. Most of you guys have talked to my team members. Now you've heard from me directly. And now there's a chance for you to ask me directly. Or tell me directly that you're ready to get started. Okay? Because if you're ready to get started, I'll start a couple of you guys right now. I mean, for me, if you make a decision, let's make a good decision and let's get rocking and rolling. All right. And just take yourself off mute. I don't like to get into this raise hands, and we're adults here. We're not kids. So if you got a question, a comment, you're ready to get started immediately, let me know. Take yourself off mute and let's talk. Who's got the first one?
When I was talking to one of your teammates, they were saying, so I've ran my own construction company for 5 years now.
Yes, sir.
They were saying that we would possibly be able to team up and do some of the construction as well.
Yeah. I have a lot of partners like you that have construction companies that, they've whole life like you probably made a lot of people a lot of money, and that's why they wanted to partner with me, because they wanted to turn the tables. And yes, I have partners, and so you're at that point you're almost like double dipping. You're still making 50% of the profit, Seth, but if you're going to do the construction, you're also making your construction fee. Same thing, I have a ton of partners that are real estate agents. They're still making 50% of our deals, and they're making their 3 or 6% commission. So yeah, absolutely. You're thinking the right thing.
And there's major, I can't even think of the word, things that we'd have to jump through hoops or anything to get on you guys' team or anything like that for the construction side?
You're not on my team. If you're going to do the construction, when you find a deal, you do the construction.
And then you got just invoice, and then you guys pay out and stuff like that, all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, we're partners. You don't work for me, brother. We're partners. We'll take care of you. Are you in or out, Seth?
I'm thinking I'm going to be in. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
I got you. So you can't make a decision.
Yeah. I was supposed to have a phone call at 1 tomorrow. So
Okay.
I was tell you yes when I talked to her at 1. But if it'd be easier to do it now, we can do it now. But
Listen, this is one thing I like. I like people that can make a decision. Like, even if it's a no, it's okay. But making a decision is part of success. So, I mean, if you're going to do it at 1 tomorrow, let's do it now. You in or out?
I'll be in.
Okay. Who are you supposed to talk to tomorrow? Do you remember offhand, Seth?
Tiffany.
Not offhand. I have it right here on text.
Tiffany, I believe.
Tiffany.
Yep.
All right. So if I have somebody call you right now, you're in? You're ready to get everything finalized?
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, Roland.
So we talked about the numbers and stuff. As long as those are still the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. We're not going to change the game on you. Okay. Tiffany's not available. I don't see her on here. Roland, can somebody call Seth right now?
Yeah, Pete, I got it.
All right. Somebody's going to touch base with you. And by the way, then I'll touch base with you afterwards and give you your first set of marching orders.
Gotcha. Would I be able to hang out and listen to the rest?
Oh,
of the
yeah.
questions
That's
and stuff?
fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can take the questions, but afterwards, right away, just whoever's going to call you. I don't know if it's going to be Tiffany or Roland or someone. By the way, this was picture perfect, but this is what I like. I like a person that can make a decision, because if we're going to do deals, it's just a bunch of decisions we got to make. Quick. So I like that. Seth, I look forward to work. By the way, my top partner, I've done about 250 deals with. His name is Seth also. So you come from a good stock. I like it.
Thanks.
I love it. All right, Seth, look forward to working with you. All right, who's next? Anybody else have a question for me, a comment, ready to get started, ready to tell me they're ready to get started? Jeffrey, talk to me.
I have a question, Peter.
Yes,
my name
sir.
is Tim Ziegler, and I'm looking to get into this.
Sorry, I thought your name was Jeff. I don't know why it says Jeff on the thing.
Because we're going to be partners. Jeff Dooley is my partner in this, and you guys just sent him the email to jump on.
Is he there?
Does that make sense? Yeah, he just had to step out for a second.
Okay, now I'm clear.
Call like 5 minutes. Okay,
I like it. All right, all good.
You know, I was in wholesale lending for many years, so I kind of understand this a little bit, and I understand what you're saying, like 1%, which is true, because I think less than 5% of all real estate agents do 95% of the deals. And, the toughest part about the real estate is actually finding the deals on your second pillar. And I understand that, but could you be a little bit more specific? Because I think finding very good deals now is a lot more difficult because, there's so much on the internet. We were looking at some on auction.com or what have you. And, if you got to go in there and be in front of all these people to bid and, because I look at every step through A to Z. And if I'm at a sheriff's office, offering $150,000 for a home, I can't call you guys to wire the money over or what have you. But so I know that's a little convoluted, but could you go into a little bit more detail about how your software or what you have to physically find these deals?
So let me tell you, first of all, every single thing you just brought up is the wrong way to do it. Going on the internet, looking for deals, going to an auction, those are all wrong way of doing it, okay? We don't use any of those strategies. The only strategy that works, there's only one strategy that works in today's marketplace. That is connecting directly to owner. That's it. MLS, 100% waste of time. Zillow, 1,000,000,000% waste of time. Facebook Marketplace, total waste of time. Craigslist, if it still exists, total waste of time. Local wholesalers, total waste of time. The only thing that works is going directly to owners. And so everything we teach, by the way, that's what all my whole community, that's my whole training, that's my support is about that question. How do you do it? Okay, we're not going to get in tonight because I don't have time, but that's what we teach every single day, how to do it. But understand, everything I do from that perspective is connecting you directly to owners. That's it. Because once you have infrastructure laid out that connects you directly to owner, you only have to lay out the infrastructure once. It's like a development. You got to only put the sewer lines down once for a long time. Once you have that baseline set up, where it's all laid out, it just works and starts bringing them in. For instance, We just released an AI technology tool. We just to give you some stats on it. We started launching partners on it, and there's an extra fee for it. You don't have to use it, but if you use it, it's phenomenal. We launched our first partner with it under 30 days. Under 30 days. Listen to what I'm telling you guys. Under 30 days. Because of this, it's called Telos. Because of Telos, this technology and AI system, a deal was found, secured, gotten under contract, gotten on the market, and sold and funded under 30 days. That does not happen in real estate unless you have a grand slam deal. We launched another partner last Monday, 3 deals in the first week, all direct to owners. Anyway, I'm just giving you some kind of tidbits. Again, I could spend 6 days right now talking to you about it, and I get very excited about that. I'm revolutionizing the whole industry. But the best way to summarize it, everything we do, teach, educate, our systems, our infrastructure is just from you, the partner, directly to owner. Once that's set up, then it just starts flowing in. Make sense?
Yes, I mean it makes perfect sense, and that's the $1 million deal, right? That's how you ring the bell. But without going into a lot of specifics, I mean, there's only so many ways you can go direct to the
Well, I
owner.
just explained to you one. We have an AI technology tool. There's an extra fee for it, but that takes leads and pulls out an average person. See, I could get technical on it, and you're not even going to understand me, even though you think you know all of it. An average person only capitalizes on 5 to 10% of lead flow. Our AI tool capitalizes on 95%. So think about it. Go from 5 to 10% to 95% of lead flow. And stuff like that. So anyway, everything, it's all about going directly to owner. I'm not here to teach you what I do. I'm here to find out if you want to learn and know how to do it. But that's what I do. I've done it 4,000 times more than anyone else in the country. I've proven myself over with partners all over the United States. So it's a beautifully well set up system. I give you just a little tidbit, this AI and technology. There's other things we do. And we do use some old school techniques. A lot of my partners still love old school. And there's no one better. I grew up in old school days, you know what I mean? Of just contacting and building a network out. I know how to build a network out just to people you know. That'll generate deals for you. Like nobody knows how to do that at the level I do. I could take any person on this meeting today and show you within 2 months, probably within a month, how to build a network of just people that you come across that'll generate an influx of deals. I know how to do that because I've done it hundreds of times over and over. That's what I'm saying. Everyone starts with me over money. Within a couple months, they're like, holy shit, I'm here because you're the smartest guy I've ever met in this space. You know what I mean? So that's what we teach and that's what we explain how to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes. So are you in?
I apologize. I mean, I got called into this at the last minute, and Jeff had to step out. So
Okay.
we're hoping to decide this evening. On the money. We've worked with Roland. He's been very professional, but
you're in good hands. All right. Make a decision.
Yep.
All right. All right. Who wants to go next? Anybody else? Anybody else going once? Comments, questions? Jay, do you have I saw you take yourself off mute.
I'm off mute.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you had a question. I thought that's why you came off mute.
No. Only question, when we put together the deal and we get the under contract, is there some kind of a letter that says we got the funds?
Is there a letter? Is that what you said?
Is there any kind of letter or thing that says when we want to talk to an owner or somebody, do we show them the proof of funds or something like that?
Oh yeah. We got all that. We got. We have everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Including that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Price to join?
What's that?
What's the price to join?
We have different levels depending how many deals you want to do. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to somebody on my team, Joyce, yet?
I had talked to, I think, Roland.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
we
if you
spoke
talk
for
to Oh,
We
I'm
spoke
sorry.
for
Go
a few
ahead.
minutes, Pete, before this
Because
call, so we haven't had a chance to
Okay,
talk in
so
depth.
make sure you reconnect with Roland. He'll finish. He'll whatever loop is not done. He'll bring it home.
okay, well, I'll have a conversation with him because we were having one, but he was like to come on here because our time was 7:30 and was going to be running
Hmm.
into 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll touch base. I got you, Joyce.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Question for me? Comments? Questions?
If you
Yeah,
don't mind,
I
I
guess
got.
I have.
Oh, you can go
Go
and
ahead.
All right, Seth, you were first. Or I
Um,
guess Tim. Was it Tim? Is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay, Seth, you were first, and then Tim, you're afterwards. Go ahead.
Okay.
when we do get the deals and we're remodeling them, who comes up with the remodeling structure? Who makes the decision like this wall goes, this wall stays, this
Well, we do it as
bathroom
we're partners.
goes?
We decide together, but mostly if you're doing the construction, we let you do it. If you're capable of doing that, we hope you're capable of making some decisions also.
Awesome. I like it.
Yeah. Tim, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. And I was just wondering, you hit on a key point earlier, that the contractors can eat up most of the profit if it's not really, you're not really careful with that. How are you guys able to control that? I guess dealing in 50 states and all these different contractors and
Well, this is why what I do is so powerful. It's taking me years to get to that. Years. But I actually have in-house construction teams, crews that are actually sitting here supervising and overlooking and on a daily basis and all that. Obviously, if we're handling the construction, then it's easy. Then we have our own people out there, blah, blah, blah. But if we're working with someone like Seth, especially in the first couple rounds, we just oversee, overlook, they check, double check and all that. But you're right, that is beyond a tough undertaking. I
Yeah.
don't want to tell you how many millions I lost putting that together and how much sleep I lost putting that. It took me years to put that piece together. But it was a critical piece because most of the partners cannot do that themselves. They don't have the expertise of a Seth. So that was a piece that was needed hugely to make this model as powerful as it has become.
So let's say we buy a home, together, or I guess it's your money, and it's going to cost $50,000, to rehab the whole property. Would they send in like a bid to you, and your team would look over it, to say, okay, this is a fair bid or whatever? Because we all know that I think some contractors are worse than mechanics. You can get a $40,000 bid and $80,000
Well,
bid.
again, if the partner's like a Seth, then they're partners. We know how to trust them. We know how to underwrite if they know that we know how to check them out. If a partner's not like a Seth, then we take over the construction.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jason.
Tim, you're right. There's people every single day in the United States waking up trying to figure out how to screw me. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because I give people the keys to the kingdom in this business. Of course, anybody could look at this and say, holy shit, it's the best thing since sliced bread. So every day people wake up and trying to figure out how to screw me. I guarantee you. I know that for a fact. But we know how to catch it. We've been around the block for many years, thousands of deals. So we got pretty good systems in place to catch that.
Yeah,
Well,
we
and it's
definitely
just
have
safety
a.
for both. It's
I'm sorry,
safety
Tim.
for both of us. We don't want to pay $80,000 for a $50,000 bid. That's just 30 grand of our money, out the toilet.
Of course. Of
So I,
course.
that just,
Yeah. Had to be done is the bottom line. This had to have done. I had to set up all the systems, all the infrastructure, the technology, the checks and balances, and all that. But it's like any other company. I mean, it's no different. But it's unusual. There's no one that does what I do in the real estate space. This model only exists with me.
Love it, love it. Yeah, Pete, what I was trying to say was, we're in the room of a ransom, of a Seth, folks who are in the construction rehab space. For those who don't have that experience, let's say like a Jason who's in the medical industry, which is also why you have that in place. Is that correct? A community of contractors for those guys who don't have that experience and background. Would that be fair to say, Pete? As far as, hey, if you don't have any
Yeah,
construction experience, that's
most
okay.
of my partners do not have the experience. Most people do not have any experience in rehab and construction. I mean, so yeah, that's why we have our own teams that could be deployed and all that kind of stuff. That's exactly right.
How many states are you doing business in now?
How many states are in the United States of America?
50.
There you go. That's the answer.
Okay. Okay. It just seems like an overwhelming task to be able to have
Yeah,
contractors in
that's why
50
I said
states.
there's no one. There is nobody in the United States that does what I do. No one. No one has this model.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're looking
And
at
I'm
is
not.
the absolute best way of doing real estate deals that exists in the United States. No one's ever challenged me in that.
And Pete, please don't, take me wrong. I'm not asking, because I'm kind of a wingnut. I just, have gone through this, and I just like what I hear. And like Jeff, in 3 years, he flipped like 27 homes. So we're just, maybe a little different than some of the medical people or whatever that jump in. But you just have to feel very comfortable with the people you work with on both sides. And
Sure.
I just, I appreciate just you
No,
being
no, there's no
straightforward.
no, no. Listen, I appreciate you asking. The worst thing that happens is like nobody asks anything. So, no, I appreciate you taking the time to do it, Tim. There's
Well,
nothing off the table.
well, with that being said, you might not like this question, but would you mind telling us how many partners you have around the 50 states?
I usually rotate somewhere in terms of people that I'm doing this with, somewhere rotate between 75 and 100.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's a manageable team. If you would have told me 1,000, I'm like, well, you better have a room full of people. And, this is you guys taking
No, it's
on
still tough,
90% of it.
trust me.
You're taking
No, I get
on,
it. It's tough. It's tough.
yeah.
It's not tough at this point because I have incredible team. When if you become my partner, I assume you guys are going to do it. When you meet my team, it's going to blow your mind. I have just top-notch people around me. Top-notch.
Well, yeah. If you don't, your life would be one big stress bowl. A bowl of stress. So, but
100%. And I've been there too, by the way. I've been there too. So, but I
yeah,
just always believed in this model. I believed in this model more than most people believed it was possible to put together.
you have
Ron,
very high ratings and reviews.
Ron, hold on one second. I'll come to you, Ron, in 1 second. Tim, what'd you say?
You have very high reviews, and ratings on the internet.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I believe what I do. This thing is unbelievable. I'm very proud of this. I don't. People take it the wrong way. They're like, well, that guy's show off. I'm not showing off. I'm very proud of what I've done. I have people that I've helped buy, private airplanes, buy mini mansions, retire from work. Why would I not be proud of that? Ron, sorry about that.
All right. Besides the initial investment to get involved in the AI, the new AI you were speaking of, are there any additional costs involved?
No, because it's all optional. Like, for instance, some of my partners go outside of what I do and they spend money on generating leads, which is smart, by the way. I think putting money into marketing is a very smart thing. They find companies that do that and they hire them. Smart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just talking about as far as
But
your
that's
system is
totally,
concerned.
Ron, but that's totally optional. I encourage it. Putting money, let's say, into marketing is a shortcut. That's what it is. It's a shortcut. To get deals. So I encourage that. So, people do that kind of stuff. It's optional. Many times it's even outside of my framework. It's just to speed things up. That's all. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing I can think of actually that people spend money on is like when they buy like web-based marketing leads or stuff like that, which I believe in full-heartedly.
Yeah, I was only speaking or asking about things within your framework.
No. The only thing that's inside mine that's an option is this like this. We have this AI technology and all this. It's totally
Correct.
optional. I 100% endorse it. People sometimes get so paranoid when they're like, "Oh, you have to spend money." Well, no shit. Why do you want to be in business? And if you're scared of spending money, you should not be even looking at a business. Like, why are you looking in a business, but you like, you go cuckoo nuts when I say you have to invest some money. It's like, Can you imagine being at a McDonald's convention, buying, people that buy their franchises, and then it's time to make a decision, and they're like, wait, it's not for free? They throw you out, but somehow in this business, and especially with me, the guy that offers more than anyone in the country, people get so like on tippy toes. Oh, I have to spend money, So yeah, but that'll be the only thing internally, Ron, is if you want to buy our AI, and that goes to what Tim was asking in terms of, some of my marketing things, that's the only thing we have that costs money, but that's because it cost us money. We put it together and people could buy it, and we're just releasing it actually, and it's doing phenomenally well. We released it to one of my partners. His name is Jamari. I think they told me he spent, I'm drawing a blank, like 3,000 or 4,000 on it, and within 30 days he made 18,000. I'd say that's a pretty good investment of 3,000 to 4,000, and you're making 18 in a couple of weeks, right?
Yep, very good. So there's different levels that you can buy into for the direct-to-consumer leads and AI and such, as I think you said.
Hey, hold on, guys. Hey, babe, you got her? Sorry, I got one of my kids screaming, but my wife heard. Okay. I got 5 kids, so somebody's always screaming. Whoever asked a question, repeat that question.
So when you're saying the direct to owner, like the AI and different, the marketing that you do, are there different levels that we buy in, for that? Or you said it was extra? How does that work?
No, it's just a tool. You just buy that tool. What it does is it takes leads that you're taking, and it works those leads for you, which is really where every single person that generates leads loses it. Everybody thinks it's all about lead flow. That's only where it starts. Like I said, reality is when you study lead flow at the levels I study at, only 5 to 10% of leads ever get worked the right way. When you introduce technology into it, that lead can be worked at a 95% level. So what does that mean? 1, your cost per lead gets crushed down. So your lead cost goes way down, and you become a lot more efficient and effective. So not only does your lead cost go down when you use AI and technology behind it, you actually are doing more deals, so you're actually making more money. So it pays for itself over the first couple months, really. It's just comical. It's just what we do. It's very affordable. It's very, but again, it's all optional. You don't need it. You could go old school and all that, all that. No problem. I actually encourage people. Like some people well, hey, I've learned some other strategies for finding deals. Great. I don't care where you get them from. Let's just get them. Let's go do deals. But yeah, we have some very powerful ones here in-house too. Ron, does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah. By the way, I lived in Atlanta for 10 years, so I'm familiar with it.
There you go. Ron, who are you talking to on my team?
Yes. Oh, wow.
I think he's talking to David, right, Ron?
Yeah. I talk to a whole bunch of people every day, so.
Now, are you ready to get started? Are you in? Are you in or out, Ron?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm recovering from a hip replacement surgery. So I told him that I would give him the time frame next week that I can go ahead and get this thing started. But yes, I'm in.
Okay, cool. So you're starting next week?
That's the plan for sure.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Looking forward to it. All right. Anyone else? And by the way, if you already asked a question, don't be afraid to ask more questions. I'm here for you guys. All right. Anybody else have any question going once? Anybody else have any questions going twice? Well, let's bring this to a close. Listen, let's close it out. I assume if you're here, you're serious. Like you would not be. Most people today's world don't give somebody they don't know an hour of their time unless there's a reason to do it. And I assume the reason that you're here is nothing to do with real estate. It's got everything to do with what you want. I hope so. Don't do this for real estate's sake. Do this because there's things you want out of life that you're not currently getting. And I could help you do that. I could help you achieve those. And so as I log off here, I'm going to leave you with these words. These are the words that every single one of my partners has heard for years. Because for years, even to this day, when somebody starts with me, they hear from me personally, kind of a brief welcome call. And I tell everybody this, and I know a number of you guys are hopefully going to hear these words in the next day or two, and that is this. Welcome to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. So for those of you that are ready to chase some dreams and goals, I'm going to ask Roland to stay on here for an extra couple minutes. For those of you that are ready to get started tonight, stay on here, please. If you're ready to get started tonight, you can make a decision. Stay on here. I'm going to ask Roland to stay on here. He'll get your number and he'll get you started tonight, and then I'll touch base with you right afterwards. But either way, if you do become a partner, I look forward to working with you. Look forward to being a big part of your success story, and I look forward to getting to know you more than just a partner, but hopefully a great friend. And I look forward to getting you to that finish line. So on behalf of myself, Roland, most importantly, the team behind the scenes that makes all this happen, thank you all for being here. God bless each and every single one of you all. Thank you for being here again, and good night. Thanks.
Thanks, Pete. I will stick around for a little bit to drop that link again, Rika, if you don't mind. Again, most of you are speaking to an advisor already, so we should have your contact info. But of course, always good to have you guys ahead of the line. Seth, I do have Tiff reaching out to you here in a second, so please expect her call in a few minutes. Joyce, we'll talk again. And of course, Tim and Jeff.
Okay.
Pleasure. Jason, we will talk. Jay, you're talking with David, is that right?
Yeah, but I got a couple more weeks yet. But
Got you. No worries.
Before I could get my stuff together.
No worries. Stay close to the fire. That's good. Guadalupe, we'll be in touch. Everyone else, on behalf of Partner Driven, thanks again for being here. We will talk to each of you guys soon, if not tonight, tomorrow. Have a great night.
Hey, Roland, could we ask any questions?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Tim had a question, Roland.
Yeah, sure. 1 second. Let me just. Everyone is everyone gonna hang out, or because I got to stop the recording here?
Or do you want to just call us? Or
I'll call you guys. Yeah. That way we don't have to edit all this stuff out and it gets all crazy. But anyhow, everyone else, have a good night. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.